Make dinner with me. Today I'll be making this delicious dry fry liver with some ugali. Let's make it. Guys, you know I always say work with fresh liver, right? But something went wrong this time around. As I was buying the liver, something happened and it got cut up before I had a chance to peel it. So, can we get moist liver without peeling it? Let's see. I'm going to take my pieces that are already chopped up. I tried to peel a bit of the pieces, but it was just becoming too much work. So, as you know, I like to add my ginger, crushed ginger, into my liver and let it sit for about 15 to 30 minutes. As that sits, we're going to make our ugali. So my water is boiling. I just pour in my maize flour. I feel like ugali is one of those things that everyone makes their own way, because it's such a staple in like different places. In Kenya, it's like a national food. So I'm sure everyone has like their own signature move on how they make ugali. For me, it's just simple. I cook my ugali until a specific sound, like I'll try and make sure you all can hear the sound. Once that sound is what I am hearing from my ugali, I know we're on the right track. But my ugali would stay on the jiko for about 10 minutes, depending 10 the times 15, depending on the size of the ugali I'm making. Now that my ugali is ready, I'm going to go ahead and start prepping for the liver. I'm going to be using one red onion, a bell pepper, you can use whatever color you have, a teaspoon of curry powder, and about 4 to 5 cloves of garlic. You can use whatever amount you like. I just love a lot of garlic. And we're going to be cutting our green bell pepper, since I'm using a green one, into strips. Then we will slice up our onion and then crush up our garlic, and our prep work will be done for the liver. Now that all our ingredients are ready, let's make our liver. So into a pan, I prefer to work with a wide surfaced pan so that it's easy for the liver to dry out fast. We're going to add our liver. I don't add oil at this point, I just throw in my liver. And what I want to do is make sure I allow all the water in the liver to evaporate or dry out before I add any oil. This will also give the liver to start browning and just cooking a bit of its juices before I even start adding any oil to it. Once all the water has evaporated, I then add my oil, and I like to cook my liver cubes in this oil until they turn a nice golden brown and have this coating on top. It is really nice if you're doing this on high heat. It's going to give you the best result. I then add my onions and saute them until they're translucent. I then add my garlic that has been crushed. I normally add my salt to the garlic when I'm crushing it because it makes crushing garlic easier. I realize that a lot of times people think I don't put salt in my food. I crush my garlic with salt, that's why. And then we add our curry powder also at this point and saute. You realize that when you're making your dry fry, you cannot walk away from your pan. You need to keep stirring constantly, otherwise everything is going to burn. We are going to then add our bell peppers and we'll saute this for a few minutes. because I like to have my bell peppers still very crisp when I am having them in any dry fry recipe. As we saute our green bell peppers, allow me to say thank you for 350 subscribers. Thank you so much for joining this community and for the returning subscribers. Thank you for always making this place your home. And just like that, my liver dry fry is ready, and I'll be serving it up with my ugali and some avocado on the side. This is such a quick and easy dinner idea if you're looking for dinners to make in like under 30 minutes. You should definitely try this out. You could also have yours with some vegetables on the side. The thing that I love most about the liver dry fry recipe is that you could also have this in the morning for breakfast with your bread or chapati or whatever accompaniment you have in the morning. It will also really do well as a breakfast addition. So do try out this recipe and let me know how it turns out. Because of us taking the time to kind of marinate the liver in the ginger and cooking it on high heat for a short duration of time, you end up with a very moist, tender liver. And as you know that I always say, always work with fresh liver if you want the best results. And as you will see in one of the bites, this liver is so tender that you can be able to tear it apart just using your finger. And as always, enjoy. Bye.